What's happening, everybody? This is the Good Kraken podcast. I am one of your hosts tonight, Ernell Pearson, alongside our brand new co-host, Devin Stanford. Devin, baby, how you doing?
Doing really good. How's it going, Ernell?
Oh, we're we're doing it, man. We're doing the thing.
Man.
I have that peach tea truly that I'm out here rocking with because it is wonderful, wonderful.
Ooh, I'm keeping it nice and dry from the Canada Dry. You know
With the Canada Dry. Hey, truly Canada Dry. Try hit us with the sponsorships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
truly dry, if you know what I mean.
That's exactly what we're talking about. We gotta get people on the show here, looking at us drinking the good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Is this
We gotta stay hydrated. We're talking a lot.
not me, because this is alcohol that I'm drinking. Thankfully, I'm not drinking too much because that Twitch TOS is gonna flag the fuck out of us if I drink like 8.
Yeah, what they say. You can't make alcohol without water, so it's you're fine.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, my friend. That's exactly what the hell we're all about on this show, because this is the Good Kraken podcast, a show for marginalized people giving you the video game, movie, and TV reviews, discussions, and news that you want to hear. Kind of going into this here, we're gonna go ahead and start off with a little bit of housekeeping, some blueprinting on the calendar here. This Thursday at 7 p.m., me and your boy Devin here are going to be doing an Outriders stream, in which we are going to be giving out a free code to the game Outriders. If anyone doesn't have Xbox Game Pass or doesn't want to use Xbox Game Pass and want to play it on Steam or PlayStation, be there 7 p.m. on Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be playing some Outriders, and we're going to give away a code at the end of the show. Basically, we'll just kind of run it as it is. Whoever wins, we'll give you Whisper. You tell us what platform you're wanting it on, and we will take care of that for you. Second up on housekeeping here. We're going to be doing a Outriders First Impression show this Saturday with me, Devin, where I'm trying to get a couple other guests lined up here as well for us. But as far as I know so far, it's going to be me and you. We're going to be talking about our first week and a half, technically, with Outriders, and how we've been spending our time on it. We've been enjoying it and whatnot. And so I know you and I both are going to have a lot of wonderful things to talk about with that game.
Oh, absolutely.
It's been, for me, I've been pretty obsessed with it. I'm not even that far into the damn game, you know what I mean?
Oh, I hear you there. It's fun. It's fun. It's got its quirks, but it's actually a pretty decent multiplayer game so far.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it's I played with my homeboy Mike for like 3-4 hours the other night when there were still like server issues. I was dropping in and out the entire damn time, but every time that I was back in, I was like so invested because that game is so much fun to play with somebody else.
Oh yeah, I haven't experienced that yet. I've pretty much been solo dolo so far.
Oh, yo, dog. Hey, on Thursday, we're gonna rock it.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna rock it. We should probably play like tomorrow night or something too, to kind of get ourselves warmed up a little bit. We got to get you caught up because I beat that first boss, and I'm like right in a good little sweet transitionary spot. So I don't mind hopping back in and kind of helping you make some progress on your campaign a little bit too.
Oh,
so,
absolutely, Get me away from Outer Worlds for a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. What class did you pick on it?
I picked the Trickster. I'm kind of an up close fighter, anyways.
Yeah.
I like the idea of using space time, and
Space time, yeah. It's rad looking, dude. It's rad looking because I'm swinging both the Trickster and the Pyromancer, and both are really really cool. I hated the Devastator. I hated it.
I haven't had the chance to try any other second class, but I might go for the ranged one. I might try that one out next.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do me a favor, turn your mic up just a wee little bit more for me. We're getting a little bit quiet there. To talk a little bit about tonight here, so I wanted to start off by letting people know that this tonight's episode is going to be our format for the Good Kraken show going forward. We have 3 segments that we're going to be going into every episode, unless of course it's a let's play video that we're doing with some people. So we're going to be going through each segment. Each segment will have a specific amount of time sort of dedicated to that topic, and that's what we'll be doing going forward. So anybody who likes it and, comes to hang out, they know what they're kind of expecting going through. This is the episode to check out and watch if you're trying to see what the hell we're about and what we're trying to do going forward. So a little bit more, a couple details here. If you like this show, please, please, please hit the subscribe button on our Twitch, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. You can hit the About Me section of our Good Kraken Twitch channel. It'll send you all the links that you need to support, share, tell people about it. We're trying to get as many ears on this show as we can possibly get. This can be a good time no matter what, but we would love to have more people to come and hang out with and eradicate our chat with absolute fuckery that we won't be able to because we're going to be too busy talking and discussing all the things that we love and you guys love. So I want to try to get as many people in here. If you do not have any bucks to give for a Twitch subscription, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, please consider giving that to us if you haven't given it to Ninja or Shroud yet.
Oh, absolutely. Help us out.
I know, please. We would greatly appreciate that. It'll definitely help. Oh my god, we already got a subscriber. Cinery, thank you so much. You are the damn best. You are the damn best. We love you. We love you so much.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yes, please. Thank you. We are blessed by your presence in this show. We got someone in the chat said I had to reset my whole Twitch account to comment on this. I'm doing dishes, so let's see what you got. All right, guys. All right. Hey, we're down for the show because tonight, my friends, we are talking about Nintendo, Xbox, and Ubisoft hitting us with a brand new digital E3, MCU revealing a Taskmaster, and of course, our wonderful Godzilla vs. Kong review we're doing for the 3rd segment. As I said, this is the Good Kraken Show. Welcome, everybody. Let's go ahead and dive into our first segment here. So we got some pretty crazy news, and the first thing I want to talk about is actually the breaking news we got not even an hour ago, that Pac-Man 99 got announced for its official release date tomorrow, which is bonkers.
Talk about a Beyonce drop.
Yo, that Beyonce level shadow drop is legendary, and they did it with Pac-Man. Oh man, a legendary EP or IP, sorry, EP. Yeah, the Beyonce EP drop.
Yeah, you got that music on your mind now.
Yeah, yo, I'm saying. Do you actually have the article pulled up on your end? I don't know if you still did or not because we were talking about it off stream, but
no, I watched the trailer earlier.
Okay, no biggie. I mean, it's just a breaking news piece. You guys can check that out. Hit that Google, check out the news on that because Pac-Man is a massive IP that deserves the respect that we have to give it. Pac-Man 99. Pac-Man's an old school love of mine, so I actually am thinking about picking that up if it's going to be on any of the consoles that I'm able to play on.
Yeah.
It's going to be worth it because I'm assuming the 99 is because they made a Pac-Man Battle Royale game, kind of like like Tetris 99 did, which is a genius idea using the Pac-Man IP to do that. Oh, insane.
I know I'm gonna hop in on Switch myself.
I'm saying, man, I'm saying. So let's get to our very first actual news segment here. Devin, I know last year we didn't get an E3, and I don't know where and what way that potentially broke your heart, if it broke mine the same way.
I've always wanted to go to E3. I've had a few friends who have gotten to be there is spectators, and I've seen lots of pictures, lots of videos. I've always wanted to go since I was a little kid. Am I surprised that in person is canceled? Absolutely not.
Nope.
And am I surprised that it's turning into a digital only event? Not the slightest.
Yep.
Do I support it? Absolutely. One sec.
That's okay. Hey. Oh, Amos, baby. Amos, that's the fur baby. That's a Good Kraken baby.
For everybody watching. He's a little Shiba, and he likes to get vocal when someone walks by.
Of course, of course, of
Um,
course.
but yeah, I'm not surprised at all, and I'm not surprised that the companies are supporting him, as they should be. It's been a coveted event in the gaming sphere for as long as I can remember. So
Yeah, it's not going to be dying anytime soon. I'm damn sure of it. This says Nintendo, Xbox, and Ubisoft back digital only. E3 2021. This comes from Christopher Dring over at GamesBiz.com. It says E3 2021 will return this June in digital form and has been backed by Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, and Koch Media. It's a strong lineup, especially with 2 platform holders on board. However, there are some notable absentees, including Sony, EA, Activision Blizzard, Sega, Bandai Namco, and Square Enix. The event takes place between June 12th and June 15th, so there is still time for other publishers to sign up. This year's show will be online only, but very little details are available besides that. The press release states that developers will be showcasing their latest news and games directly to fans around the world, with the ESA working with media to amplify and make this content available to everyone for free. GamesIndustry.biz understands that this may take the form of media-only days and streaming technology. Quote, for more than 2 decades, E3 has been the premier venue to showcase the best that the video game industry has to offer, while uniting the world through games, said ESA CEO Stanley Pierre Louis. Quote, we are evolving this year's E3 into a more inclusive event, but will still look to excite the fans with major reveals and insider opportunities that make this event the indispensable center stage for video games. It's been a challenging 12 months for the games event business, but E3 was under pressure even before the pandemic, with long-term supporters Sony announcing it wouldn't be attending the show last year prior to its COVID-related cancellation. The PlayStation company joined EA, which also hadn't supported E3 for several years. Devin, neither of us can say that we're surprised.
I mean, why spend millions of dollars for a booth when you can host your own event for cheaper than that?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all. I've heard the upwards just for the renting of spaces can cost 6 figures alone. So
That makes sense. I mean, like I've definitely heard a lot of different numbers depending on like where your spot is and what time during the show that it's set up and everything, and all the logistics and whatnot. It's insane to me to think that one, where this could potentially lead to later on, and then two, that E3 even had the opportunity to survive all of this. I really thought that after last year's Summer Game Fest, that the E3 thing was going to dissipate entirely because so many people got caught up on the 3-month bender that was the Summer Games Fest, which I guess granted like is probably the reason that E3 probably was able to even come back legitimately, is because I know that there's a lot of people that had some like caveats when it came to the Summer's Game Fest last year.
Mm.
Do you think that E3 is going to have to take things differently going forward outside of just being digital only?
Well, absolutely. I mean, all the major publishers now have the ability and the same idea to just host their own live platforms. We've been seeing it with Microsoft. Nintendo has been doing it for years before anybody else, really. And Sony with their PS Now events. Um, it's definitely going to have to be a showcase for select games now, in my opinion, versus having a whole Xbox event for E3 or a whole Sony event. It's I think it's going to be maybe 1 or 2 shows.
1 or 2? Oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Unless they take the same approach as Summer Game Fest and they went back to just doing their 2 or 3 days that they would do in a row for
Right,
the most
right.
part. I could see them doing like, one event one day and then the next day another event, or maybe even spreading it out over a week.
Right, cuz I do think that like maybe packing all of it into just one day would be absurd.
Mhm.
Um they would definitely need to pack it into like 2 different shows for sure. I back you on that because it's the only way that it makes sense for it to be viable for E3 going forward. And even actually, we had a listener submission earlier on asking a question about this. This comes from a butter snup. Just
Nice name.
an amazing name, by the way. If a butter snup gets a chance to pop in here, please say hi because that is phenomenal.
It
Uh,
reminds me of My Little Pony.
I love it, dude. A butter snup asks, "Are we still seriously still getting E3?" Question. Um, yeah, because
Yeah.
for all the same reasons that you and I mentioned earlier, was like E3 is the most historical event in the video game industry and has been for a really really long time, regardless of them having had made some stumbling weird mistakes in the past, like 5 years. But even then, like that wasn't even particularly just their fault. But no matter what, E3 is still the main stake go to
Mhm.
when it comes to the gaming industry, you know?
E3 is not dead,
No.
but in the form it is, but it's still going to be around.
Yeah, and I think this gives them a really big opportunity to have seen what they did with Summer Games Fest last year and sort of like learn on it, because I know that they basically had 2 years now to learn from Summer Games Fest, all of the PlayStation State of Plays, all of the Microsoft presentations that they did last year. Like everything that had to do with the summertime video game announcing. E3 had 2 years to stop and look and learn from everything that they had seen from these individual publishers and companies going out and doing it the way that they felt was worth doing it as far as being digital. Um, I That's what I think E3 is going to turn into, is just like learning from, Sony doing their state of plays and Nintendo doing their like what's their
Nintendo Directs.
yeah, their directs. And so like E3 was very much at a pinnacle where like they wouldn't have been able to turn back and look back the other way. But I think them taking a year off during the pandemic thing put them in a position to be able to make a comeback and make some good decisions.
Mhm. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm excited to see what they end up doing when the time comes.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure,
Mhm.
for sure. Our second news story here is talking a little bit about Apex Legends. So, Apex Legends Season 9 to feature a ton, quote unquote, of Titanfall content. This comes from Adam Bankhurst at IGN. States a number of Apex Legends developers from Respawn appeared on a panel hosted by Brown Girl Gamer Code and discussed how Titanfall fans have some really cool stuff to look forward to. Quote, next season, season 9, you're actually going to see a ton of Titanfall coming back into the game in one way or another, Apex Legends game director Chad Grenier promised. I've told some people before, if you're a Titanfall fan, hang on for season 9 because there's going to be some really cool stuff there. End quote. Apex's senior writer Ashley Reed discussed how intrinsically tied together both Apex Legends and Titanfall are, and how this next step is simply a natural evolution. What's going on in Titanfall is a war. Apex is what happens after the war. Like, what is life like in this place? Reed explained. So we're trying to integrate Titanfall into that because Titanfall is very much a part of the universe. Titanfall weapons and the massive Leviathans and Moyais, is that how you pronounce that?
I believe so.
Okay, cool, cool. I'm on my A game. Have already been featured in Apex Legends, but this appears to be something much more. Titans or not, there should be exciting news ahead for Titanfall and Apex Legends fans in the future. And a bit of brighter news following Respawn's comments in 2019 that it wasn't currently working on Titanfall 3. So I know you and I were talking a little bit about Titanfall 2 the other night, and I haven't played Titanfall 2 because I am failing as a human being. Because I've heard so many wonderful, wonderful things. Where are you sitting on them finally integrating Apex and Titanfall, considering that they've been in the same universe since Apex first came out?
Well, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure
Yeah,
everybody is, dude.
yeah. No, it's actually gonna bring me back into the game. I fell off of it quite a while ago, probably
Mm,
like 3 or 4 seasons. It's mainly because Warzone became a thing,
yep.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, of
And I
course.
tend to only play 1 BR at a time, but the fact that Titanfall's being integrated into it even more so than just the weapons and, the environment and creatures we've seen. It's piqued my interest, and I'm really hoping to see some Titans actually do some falls, if you know what I'm saying.
How
So,
sick would that be, my dude?
yeah.
Oh my god, that would be so hype. That'd be so
Um,
hype.
Imagine being one of the last squads in the game, and you think you have the upper hand, and then another squad calls in a Titan to use.
I'm saying, dude. I'm
Just
saying.
make it happen, Respawn.
Yeah, I mean, give the people what they're fucking asking for. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know what I mean?
Let me run on walls and jump in giant robots and shoot people from across the map.
Look, I'm just saying, if I can get my boy Makoa, fucking Gibraltar, in a Titan, huh?
I'm just
I'll be back on Apex. I'm saying, dude. I'm saying.
I just want to have a robotic Inception and put my boy Pathfinder inside of a Titan.
Oh, you're a Pathfinder main. Y'all hear that? Everyone in the chat, he's a Pathfinder main, dog. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because I fell off Apex like after the first week, but because I was trash. I was so trash at the game when it first came out.
Dude, Pathfinder and Lifelink, that's what I go to. I like being able to traverse as far as I can and heal my squad mates. So.
Pathfinder was fun. I'd played with each character like when the game first started, and Pathfinder was definitely one of my favorites besides Gibraltar and the like weird voodoo witch looking guy, whatever his name is, wearing like goggles, looks like a plague doctor or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh,
Is it a chick? I feel like it's a
or
woman if
their
I
name.
actually.
I can't remember to tell you.
Bloodhound. Okay,
Yes.
Average Larry in the chat says Bloodhound. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Larry.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Average Larry. You're the best. Yeah, Bloodhound was one of my big favorites, not just like aesthetically, but he just controlled really good. I wanted to try to get used to what's her face that like teleports. Because she is dope. She is super dope. I've seen like gameplay of her getting used and
I need to get back into the game. I really need to, especially with this new season dropping.
Man, I'm saying you might be able to talk me into it myself if I can hop in and like people can be patient with me just being an absolute trash can on fire when it comes to playing that game.
Hey, it's okay. They have controller support on PC. That's all right.
Oh, lit. Well, let's say because I played it on my PlayStation too. Maybe I need to actually try it on my PC. Maybe that's the mistake that I'm making for an FPS. You know.
I know some people we can play with. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they're all right with carrying me for a few matches, you know what I mean?
Don't worry, we got you, boy.
Hey, you're the best, baby. Our next news story. So, Devin, look, we're both massive MCU fans. Okay, huge MCU fans. We
no
both
shame.
No, absolutely shameless
no.
when it comes to my love for the wonder that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We got a little bit of news on the Black Widow stuff. So mainly because of the trailer, they released a new trailer the other day. This is Black Widow trailer shows a deadly Taskmaster. This comes from Gabe Gerwin at GameSpot. Black Widow is releasing in July, both in theaters and via Disney Plus streaming. I actually think that's a typo. If I remember correctly, it actually comes out on my birthday, which is June 9th. But if you want to fact check that for me while I read this, that'd be awesome. Both in theaters and via Disney Plus streaming, after several delays, and the movie's latest trailer gives us a hint at Natasha Romanoff and the family, sort of, that she had before becoming an Avenger. We also get to see the menacing Taskmaster in action, albeit only briefly. Quote, "You don't know everything about me. I've lived a lot of lives before I was an Avenger," Scarlett Johansson's Romanoff says in the trailer. "Before I got this family, I made mistakes choosing what the world wants you to be and who you are," end quote. The trailer shows how Romanoff will need to examine her past, showing a younger version of the character briefly before an adult Romanoff and Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh, love her, confront each other and gunpoint and engage in close quarters combat. We also get a brief look at David Harbour's Red Guardian, who praises his girls' abilities before an action sequence culminates in a car chase. That's where the bow-wielding Taskmaster makes an appearance, firing an explosive arrow that lands under a car and sends Romanoff flying into the air. Oh, yeah, okay. I got
Yep.
they fixed it at the end. Black Widow releases June 9th, which will be over a year past its original May 2020 release window, which was delayed multiple times due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It's a little over 2 hours, so you can probably make it through the film without a bathroom break, unlike the last few Avengers movies. Devin, are you fucking hyped, dog?
I am stoked. Did you not see Taskmaster with his own Captain America shield
Yo,
hopping out of that van?
yo,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
I'm saying, it's gonna be an absolute hype fest, man. I'm so stoked.
What's going to happen if all of a sudden he can replicate Thor's powers because he studied the Avengers? Like, I'm
I
really
mean,
interested to see where they go with him as a villain. He's not like a spotlight villain by any means, but his abilities and just being able to learn how other people fight essentially and replicate it is kind of insane.
well, it's actually funny because we were talking a little bit briefly about the Avengers game before we started the show, and Taskmaster is actually one of the main bad guys that you can fight in the game
Mhm.
over and over and over again because they're kind of one of the only bosses that you can fight in the multiplayer like end game stuff over and over and over again. So I think that definitely made a little bit of a difference, especially because after the game had released and a lot of people seem to really enjoy Miss Marvel, the newest addition to the Marvel video game IPs and MCU now. They had
Mhm.
announced that they were releasing a Miss Marvel movie. I think it is actually either a movie or a show. It's one of the two. Um, which is
Really?
phenomenal, but it goes to show that like even something as small as just having these characters in the game can give them enough attention that they'll want to maybe commit towards them being major characters in the future of the MCU. Because because I know that the Black Widow movie is obviously a prequel. Um, Imagine like how much time from then up until the Avengers stuff's happens that Taskmaster has to be able to learn all of their abilities.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you're on par, my man. You're on par.
So regarding the subject here, I just looked up Miss Marvel.
Yes.
It's going to be a TV series,
Oh,
and
okay.
they said it's slated to come out late 2021. Is what it
Ooh.
says already here on the fandom wiki.
Okay, so we're looking at late this year. That's gonna be lit. Be lit. So that's
Yeah.
what I was telling you. Yeah, when that game gets way cheaper, it comes onto Xbox Game Pass. You gotta play that campaign because she's like one of the like basically the main character of the game. And her
Mhm.
character's a little not that fun to play with, but her story is remarkable. So definitely check that out when you get a chance to, so you can kind of prepare yourself for the show coming
Mhm.
out because she's a teenage Indian girl. And it's interesting to get more people of color representation, especially pushing into the next cycle of Avengers heroes because we're getting now with Miss Marvel and Shang-Chi. That's
Mhm.
two already that they've announced, and then Falcon getting his own fucking TV show, which is even more lit,
Yep.
So
Yeah.
much good stuff when it comes to representation in MCU.
And also, they have Eternals coming out, and I know that they have
Mm,
a mixed cast on there as well.
that's
What they have,
right.
I want to say, was his last name is Nanjiani. He's supposed to be
Oh,
one of yeah. Camille Nanjiani. He's playing a character in Eternals. He's supposed
that's
to be one of
right.
the
That's right. And he's like
ones
ripped
as
as
well.
fuck now. I remember seeing that
Yeah,
photo shoot,
he's
dude.
shredded. He
Yeah,
is
like he's
shredded.
shredded like cheese, bro. He's shredded like cheese,
Yeah.
dog. Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I can't wait for the Eternals too. All this new MCU stuff, man. My heart can't handle it. You know.
I'm just very happy that they started doing TV form because now there's just so much more content to take in and so
Oh
much more
my
room for
god.
story development.
I know, and I'm so stoked that when Falcon Winter Soldier gets done, we're gonna be doing a Falcon Winter Soldier reaction show. We're gonna get our
Mhm.
homegirl Genesee back on to dweeb out with us super hard, dude. It's gonna be great. I'm so stoked to
Looking
talk about
forward to
it.
that one.
Oh, it's even just 3 episodes in, four starting what tomorrow? No, two nights from now is going
Yeah.
to be Oh, it's already so good, dude. It's already so good.
I just recapped episode 3 again last night, and
mm,
it's just
mm,
it's so full of espionage. It has the John Wick feel. I know that one of the John Wick writers wrote
mhm.
that episode,
Yep, yep.
and you get to see it. It's kind of cool seeing Zemo again, I will say.
I know. No spoilers though. No spoilers. We're not going to talk about
Hey,
that
that's the name
anymore.
of the episode.
Anymore. Yeah, I
Finding
know.
Zemo.
I know. No, it's great though. Like, as in regards to Black Widow, were you planning on paying for the Disney Premium thing to get it to watch it?
I don't know. I probably will, to tell you the truth, just because I want to watch it. I'm still kind of iffy on theaters. Although I did see Kong in theaters, it was a very controlled
Yeah,
space.
because you guys
But
like rented one out, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'd be interested to see what happens, come the time for Black Widow, because I would love to see an MCU movie in theaters again. They're just fun, especially on
I
release
miss
day.
it. I miss it so much, man. I really miss the energy because I unfortunately was a big dumbass and didn't get to see Endgame in theaters, which is probably going to be the biggest disappointment of my life. Was not getting to see Endgame in theaters, but
I saw it 3 times in
I
theaters.
I went and saw Infinity War probably like 4 or 5 times if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. Oh my god, the MCU experience in theaters is life changing.
Oh,
Absolutely.
nothing like that release week when everybody's stoked.
Oh, dude. And just like being hella stupid dweeby about just being huge fat fucking nerds when it comes to MCU, being like a week away, but like, oh my god, I love my fucking Iron Man toy, and I gotta I gotta read all my Iron Man lore and my Captain America comics. Oh my god, you fucking nerds, you stupid nerds with your nerd hair. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Devin? That's what
I
I'm
mean,
talking about.
I watch every MCU movie again before I see it, the next one in theaters. That's just how I
Oh,
roll.
of course, of course. I mean, I've ran through like all the movies probably a good like 7, 8 times now, just like doing a front to back of all the theatrical
Yeah.
releases, and I'm pretty sure on my seventh watching them with my partner because she had never seen them, because she's weird about like watching them like when they like watching things that get hype when they initially come out. She's like, I don't want to get disappointed if I go into it and not like it. So I finally
Mhm.
have her sold, and she was invested right after Thor. Like Thor
That's amazing.
1, she was sold. Man, I was so stoked. I was so proud. You know what I mean? Um,
Oh, yeah.
it's a beautiful moment when you get someone to watch the Marvel movies with you, and you can see the look on their face when the first like bad thing happens, and you're like, "Yep,
Mhm.
I got you. I
Yep.
got you. I fucking got you." You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
That is the way to do it. Well, everybody, that is going to end our first segment here. We, for our second segment, are going to be talking a little bit about some of the stuff that we've been watching and playing. Um, there's a few different things that we both have been kind of like hopping on lately. Um, I think I kind of want to start with you on this one, man. What have you been playing? What have you been watching?
Well, when it comes to games, my primary game right now is Outer Worlds, mainly just because of that 4K FPS boost that they dropped on the console
Hmm,
recently.
hmm.
I've been playing it on Series X, and I started a brand new playthrough about 2.5 weeks ago,
Okay, okay.
and I'm already 22 hours in. I love it. It's a fantastic game.
I've heard
Everybody
I've
needs
heard
to
it's
play
good.
it.
I've heard it's
Yeah,
good.
it's worth it, especially like after the last couple Fallout releases. As much as I like playing them, and I think they're good, Outer Worlds just beats it by a mile in story. It's a good game.
Yeah, because
Um,
because I know that for a long time I was getting Outer Wilds and Outer Worlds confused together. So Outer Worlds
mhm.
is the one that's sort of like Borderlands, right?
Essentially, it's made by Obsidian,
Right,
and
right, right.
it's essentially Fallout in space. There's multiple planets that you travel between.
Hmm, hmm.
It kind of has like a Firefly Serenity kind of vibe, where you're the captain of a ship and you have your own ragtag crew that you build of companions,
Okay,
and you
okay.
you travel planet to planet trying to free a colony. So it's pretty fun.
Shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you're speaking to me with a lot. I know that Outer Wilds was also pretty revered in the gaming community too. So like maybe we got to play both. You know.
Oh, absolutely. I really need to jump into that game. I've heard a lot about it. I know it's a loop game, kind of like a Groundhog
Hmm.
Day type of feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And essentially, I think you're just trying to save your civilization from extinction, if I remember correctly in that game.
Oh
But
yeah. If
I
I
know it's highly revered.
Right. And I don't even think it's like civilization. I think it's just like your little like planet. Cause I know if I
Mm,
remember correctly, they're like tiny little planets and your guy's like kind of big in comparison to the planet. So it's like if I remember correctly, I haven't played it, so I might
yeah.
be speaking out of turn, but
Mm,
it looks hype though. It looks fun. Even Outer Worlds, because I know that like that sort of like cell shaded like art style is like a huge thing for me as an artist. I like love that
yeah.
style in games.
It's actually not that cell shaded, to tell you the truth. It
Oh,
just has
really?
lots of vibrant color, though.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But again, it's gorgeous, especially with 4K.
Oh yeah, dude. The 4K gaming is next level, man.
Yeah.
Telling you, dude. Yeah. Is there anything you've been watching?
I mean, I've been staying up on Falcon Winter Soldier. I've been watching some anime. We just finished the halfway season finale of Attack on Titan not too long ago, and I've been watching Black Clover as well. I'm about 148 episodes deep on that.
Okay,
So,
okay. Yeah, that's
uh,
dope, dude. Is there any like one thing specifically that you want people to kind of like hop onto that you've been watching or playing besides Outer
um,
Worlds or Black
I
Clover?
will
You
ju-
know.
I will just say, for play Outer Worlds if you haven't, and if you like, um, if you like Naruto meets Harry Potter, that's what Black Clover is.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to talk to you a little bit more about Outer Worlds for a second here, actually, because
Mhm.
as someone who hasn't played it, I don't know a lot about the game. So one of the things really that I'm like interested in is like so because I'm a big story guy. Like, what is the story in this game about? Like, what are you doing?
So essentially, you're in a system that's really far away from, Earth system, or whatever their Earth is,
Okay,
and you're part of a colony that is cryogenically frozen, and they've been frozen the whole time because there's all these corporate companies who pretty much rule the colonies on the planets, and
okay.
everything is like hardcore capitalism, and like money's more important than a human type of deal, and that's like the main premise of the game. And they're keeping your colony and like your friends and family frozen, um for profit, essentially.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to get them unfrozen or
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, okay.
And a crazy mad scientist rescues you and believes that you're the one to help save your colony in the game.
For sure, for sure. Okay. Well, what about the game do you like the most?
It's a story-driven game. There's lots of zany dialogue, you build your own character. You can either be a super strong character and do, one-handed or two-handed melee, or you
Okay.
can be a ranged character. You can be more focused on like using crazy like scientific weapons. Like there's one called the Mandible Rearranger, and it's like a
Oh, that
chakra
sounds
bomb.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you hit people in the face, it changes their face to like distorted, like almost disturbed like shape forms, and it's just hilarious. And of course, what's a sci-fi space RPG without a shrink ray?
Right, right, right.
So let me say that again. Shrink ray.
Yeah, yeah. So they shrink like so tiny that they're not fighting anymore. Or they shrink so tiny that you're doing like double damage.
That they're just very tiny and running around, and it's funny.
I fuck with that, dude. I fuck with that. Is there anything in the game that you're like not fond of? Because it sounds like you're pretty like way sold on this game. Like I don't know if you really have any like grievances with it or not.
Not a lot of grievances. I feel like there's not a lot of music in the game. It's weird playing a game like that and not having, like your Pip Boy radio. I'm used to having like
Right,
that,
right,
or
right.
like how symphonic a game like Skyrim is, very situational. But it's just a really good game. If I was to rate it right now without finishing it or the DLC, I'd give it like a hard 8. A hard 8 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you said you haven't finished the DLC yet?
No, no, I haven't.
Okay.
I am 22 hours in right now.
Okay, okay, okay.
So,
So it's probably a hefty, good like 40-hour game then, huh?
I wouldn't say so. I'm the type of person that when I go to an
Oh,
area, I do everything. I do every
yeah,
side
yeah.
quest, look in every corner and hole in the map.
Okay, okay. That
So,
changes things then. Yeah. All right.
yeah. I
All right.
think that game is only supposed to be 25 hours. So,
Ooh, okay, okay,
yeah,
yeah. So you're like big boy completionist when it comes to these RPGs, then,
those kinds specifically, yes.
okay, yeah. For the FPS RPGs,
Yeah.
yeah. Were you the same way with Destiny when you're on your Destiny hype?
Oh man, that's a whole nother story. I love that game, but how the content drops for that have hurt my soul.
Man, you're fucking telling me, dude. I was telling you the other night, I miss that game so damn much, but
Mhm.
just the lack of content, dude. It's the lack of content, you know?
Yeah. It's I can't do the same thing every time I play the game anymore. It's just it doesn't keep me hooked like it used to.
I know, I know. It's
Mm.
fucking heartbreaking. I know that too, like, because I kind of told myself like maybe I could just wait until Destiny 3. But I don't even know if they're
Mhm.
gonna be doing a fucking Destiny 3 anytime soon, because it looks like they're riding this Destiny 2 hype train, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing though. They've always wanted it to just be Destiny.
Right, right.
And they didn't get that opportunity with publishing, and that's a whole nother story and rabbit hole we could go down.
And now they're free. Yeah, no, and
Yeah,
everybody knows that Cinderella story so far at least.
right.
I've heard that the newest season that they did is actually super sick.
I've been hearing the same too. Like I said, after I finished Beyond Light and did those first 2 seasons, I kind of felt that burnout again. I am gonna go back to that game. um I might just need to take a little break from it, and that's okay. I have a very big backlog.
Man, same. I was streaming Hellblade's newest sacrifice for a couple of weeks, and I still gotta go back and finish that fucking game. That's only like a 6-8 hour game, you know. So
Fantastic.
yeah,
Fantastic game.
it's so good so far, man. It's so damn good
Mhm.
so far. But actually, that's not the game that I want to talk about so far. I want to actually give a quick, like, brief, one-off review of my experience with Outriders so far, because that's kind of the game that I've been putting my head on. But I don't want to give
Mhm.
too much because of our Outriders review show that we're doing on this Saturday at 7 p.m. for everybody right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. So I played the Outriders demo, um,
Mhm.
and I was not sold when I played the demo, and when like went back the night before the full scale game came out, I like went back and made a different character and
Mhm.
tried a different class and was immediately in love. So what I found out was two things. One, I can't stand the Devastator. I hate that class. It is just way too clunky for me, and the abilities that you get are just not spicy enough for my taste. So I made one character for each of the other classes and realized I was in love with all three of the other classes, just not the Devastator. So I've been grinding away on this damn game almost every night for at least a couple of hours. And even then, I'm still not that crazy far into it. But this game is so much fun, dude. It's so much fun, man.
I've had fun with what time I've put into it. I didn't play the demo myself, and I kinda had a funny experience starting the game,
Oh
so I
boy. Oh boy.
technically started
Oh
the
boy.
beginning of that game 3 times because I just ended up having to do things, and I didn't realize how long the prologue is, essentially.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I never got to save up until I finally became a trickster, and, I started slashing fools and turning them into skeletons.
That's what's about, dog. That ability shit is so hype with the Trickster, man. Like, and the way that
Mhm.
you can chain it together. I had such a hard time getting used to like the teleportation ability. You get into
Mhm.
it though, because like you kind of have to like aim your camera in like a general vicinity of somebody.
Yeah,
But that shit is so dope. Yeah. When we play on Thursday, we'll get my Pyromancer and your Trickster in. It's gonna be a
yeah.
well hyped up time, my friend. Well
Yeah,
hyped up time.
hopefully we can get somebody else in, and it'd be nice to have a long range player if anybody's listening.
Yeah, yeah,
But
we could do. You can do 3-person parties. I might try to hit up our boy Island Style and see if he'd want to hop on some night if him and his wife aren't doing anything. Maybe we can get him in for the Thursday show, or maybe
yeah,
him just like play on like Wednesday night or something like that.
yeah, that would be rad.
Yeah.
Definitely about that.
Yeah, I'll hit him up see what he's about cause he's been playing the fuck out of that game since the demo came out. I remember when he was on the show, he was telling me that he like max leveled like all 4 of his characters when the demo came out, and like I was like, dog, that is egregious. That is so much that you played this game, boy. And he was like, no, dog, it's so hype, it's so hype.
That
So
is some grind. I do like it. It definitely the only thing I think it has similar to Destiny, just to bring it back since we were talking about
yeah,
that, is just
yeah,
the fact that it's a looter shooter.
mhm.
But the gameplay very much so reminds me of like a Mass Effect, like Gears of War type of feel, especially with that cover system. I feel like I'm playing Mass Effect 3 again, to tell you
Well,
the truth.
it's funny because it's kind of scratching this itch that I've been having to play the Division 2 again,
Mhm.
because I played the Division 2 from opening night for like almost every night for the better part of like 9 months. Like I was grinding on that game every single night. I was in love with that game. My only issue is that it is very much a game that pushes towards playing with other people, and I had nobody else that I knew was playing Division 2. And so I
Yeah.
kind of fell off of it. I did the raid that was available at the time. After I did the raid, just like I was telling you, my problem with Destiny was nothing else felt fulfilling after I finished the raid, and I didn't have anybody else to play with. So I was like, I'll come back to this later. So Outriders is kind of strangely scratching this itch I've been having for my love from Division 2, but also that love that I had for Destiny as well. So it's like, and I know that you feel me on that end as
Oh
too.
yeah. I'm really excited to see what it really turns into. I've heard some mixed reviews on it, but me personally, I love Square Enix as a publisher. Um, I know people can fly. What they, I think they did. I know they did Bulletstorm, and I
Yep.
think
Yep.
they did. Did they do Gears of War Judgment, or was it somebody else?
Yes, they did. Only
Okay,
Judgment though. Only Judgment.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one I thought. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I mean, it's already action packed. It I will say this, some of the dialogue is
It's
somewhat cringe.
it's
There's some cringe dialogue.
there's some pretty on the nose gross shit on the writing on that,
A
but
lot a lot of "What the fuck?"
what the fuck? And then like the part where he's like trying to save that girl and he's like,
Yeah,
you didn't let me finish my line. Like fuck, shut the fuck up, dude. Like and
just some
did you
cringe
did
alpha male.
cringe for breakfast, dog. Did you see that scene that like that blew up on Twitter a while back when the demo like had first come out? There is a part where people were showing that when you jump across this little tiny like cliff thing, it
Mhm.
it shows a cut scene of your character just jumping across a little gap. And I remember it was so funny because one of my like grievances I had with the demo when I first played it was, why are there so many fucking cutscenes in this game?
With that terrible camera too.
I
Thank
I
God they put in a
know.
slider.
I know, dude. Like I had to turn that shit down myself too. I know
Yeah.
that shaky
That
cam is.
that that was like Cloverfield times 10.
Yeah, well, and even like God of War's shaky cam was wild as well,
Yeah.
but
It just looked better. It's God of War. It's just all around better,
I
let's be
know.
real.
You mean the pinnacle of gaming? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a conversation for later, my friend.
Yeah, I know, especially after The Last of Us 2 came out, which is also a pinnacle of gaming. A thing that I've been watching a thing that I've been watching actually has been The Walking Dead.
Yes.
And I know guys chat listen, okay, be cool. Be cool, okay? I understand that I am the only person left on the planet that is still keeping up with this show. I get it. All right, I'm an idiot. Do have I ever made a good choice in my life? Once, when I had my child, and even that was just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Don't tell my daughter that. Don't tell my daughter that. I love her to death now. Um, The Walking Dead has just like held a really close place in my heart, so I've tried to go out of my way to stay caught up on it. Every time they have new releases, new episodes, I either buy it on Amazon or just go to the AMC channel if I'm able to catch it and not get like the weird, stupid thing where it tries to get me to subscribe because I'm paying AMC for just Walking Dead. Please, please, please
Mhm.
get out of here with that shit. The newest episode, and this is the reason why I want to actually talk about this, is not because the show in general, because I know that the show is, argumentative at best. Um, the last episode was jaw dropping because the last episode finally gives the backstory on Negan, and his history prior to everything that happened before he ever was the leader of the Saviors and stuff. And it was heart wrenching and beautiful and sweet and everything else that you could possibly imagine. I tweeted out something maybe a little bit problematic, but easily probably the best episode of The Walking Dead since that season 1 opening episode after the unfortunate ending of Glenn and Abraham. It is such a good episode of that damn
Mhm.
show. So if anyone's looking for a good reason to watch this show again, get to this newest episode. Just go watch this new episode and it'll get you fucking sold because it barely has anything to do with what's going on now. So if anyone's looking for a
Mhm.
reason to get sold back into it, I don't know. Did you? I know you were mentioning before that you kind of started getting caught back into it a little bit again, and then you kind of fell off again.
Yeah, I did. I watched that show extremely religiously for like the first 4 seasons, and
Hmm.
then I watched the 5th season kind of spottedly. Like I missed some episodes
Hmm. Hmm.
and I didn't watch for a very long time. So, over the last couple months, I restarted it and I've just kind of watched it here and there. And I'm in the middle of season 2 right now,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
So,
All
yeah.
right. Yeah. Do you plan on driving through for the rest of it, or?
It really depends how much MCU and Star Wars we get, especially since we also have Bad Batch coming up. But
Oh my god, I know, dude. Oh my
there's just so
god.
much content, so many video games, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to. I can say that. Is it going to happen right away? That I do not know.
That is the question to be asked, my
Yeah.
friend. That is the question that the great old ones are constantly asking us. Are you going to do it? Maybe. Maybe.
And then the little guy in the corner of your brain, do it.
Do it. Do it. Like that's what I get every time that I sit here and I look at my video game collection and
Mhm.
remember that I never beat Horizon Zero Dawn. That
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's our good Kraken tea for all of y'all. If there's any reason to judge us, is that neither of us have finished Horizon Zero Dawn. Um, I want to
Yeah,
cry.
for me, it came out the same around the same time as Breath of the Wild, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I got pulled into that much more heavily. Like that game all the way through, deleted my save, and started another game. I love Zelda.
I don't think I've ever gone out of my way to delete a save of a game just so I could play it again. I know it's
I did it with
different.
Outer Worlds.
Oh my god! I know. Well, I was gonna say I know it's different on Switch because maybe you just want to wipe the slate clean, whatever, and it's easy to do
Mhm.
on Switch. You straight up went and did it on Outer Worlds.
Yep, I've done it on Fallout 4.
You are
I did it on
bonkers, dog. You are.
did it on Skyrim. Had to do it on Final Fantasy 12 because someone else accidentally saved over my save, but that's a
Oh,
whole
okay.
nother
All right.
story.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I can get that. I can get that, my dad.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely gonna be playing it again soon, just because I know that the next
Mhm.
Horizon's gonna be coming out sometime soon. But it's just a time sink, man. You know, there's so
Yep.
many good games coming out. Like I know that
Mhm.
I'm trying to hop on that Resident Evil 8 when it comes out, you know?
That looks so good. 7 is amazing.
Mm,
I can't wait. I can't wait to play Resident Evil 8, actually.
God.
I've always
Well,
been a fan of those games.
so actually, if you need another reason to be disappointed in me, I never play well, I didn't beat 7. I got to the fight with the dad in the garage. I beat him and said, I don't know if I fuck with this anymore. Because that fight was just a little bit emotionally jarring for me. But
Yeah.
I've actually been contemplating doing some like streamed gameplay of it for the
Mhm.
show a little bit closer to when Resident Evil Village comes out,
Yeah.
because there's no way I'm gonna miss the chance for my virtual experience of Lady Dimitrescu choking me. I'm not gonna miss that. I'm not allowing myself to be a further disappointment. So
Did they say if they were gonna do that game in VR
yeah,
too?
I don't know. Let's do a quick check here. Actually,
Yeah.
let's
'Cause I
see.
remember that was, like, the big thing about RE7 is the VR support on
Yeah,
PlayStation.
yeah,
So
of course.
I wonder if they're gonna do it again. This has probably been addressed before, but I don't pay fully attention all the time.
Let's see. DBL Tap says Resident Evil 8, also known as Resident Evil Village, will have VR and will be supported by PSVR. So it could be locked at 60 FPS. So yeah, looks like we are getting it on VR, which I don't actually have a VR yet, but that'd be dope.
Yep, yep. I you know, I want to get into that space so bad,
hmm hmm
but the PlayStation VR is so outdated by this point. I know they have a 2 on the line, but let's be real, I probably won't be able to get my hands on a PS5 for another year.
Yeah, I know, dog. I know.
So,
I know. I was watching the Mario 84 on Twitter, or
mm,
Wario
yeah,
64 on Twitter popping off on the GameStop bundle restock that happened this morning. And I
mm,
just for the fuck of it, because I was like, you know what, I'm not going to get the bundle. I'm not. But just for the fuck of it, I put it in my shopping cart just to see if it would
uh,
even let me get to checkout, and lo behold, nothing. Nothing. Sold out in like 3 minutes, man.
it's so sad. That happened to me so many times. I got really lucky that I had a good friend. He ended up getting 2 Series X's, so I just bought one off of him.
Uh,
So
I'm most at the point now where I might just pay someone a little extra to just like get one for me the second that they spot it or something, you know?
don't support the scalping.
I know, but just like
Mhm.
God, man, I can't deal with it anymore.
I don't even think there's gonna be stock until they end up coming out with the PS5 Slims because let's be real, they're gonna make a slim version of it,
I
they
mean,
always do.
if these computer part companies ever get restocked with these chips that they're getting, I mean, I know that there's an article I was reading that was saying that like most of this is due because there's these chips necessary, like components that are necessary for the motherboards. Or no, wait, maybe the yeah.
From my understanding, it's the CPUs that they
Yes,
use.
yeah, the CPU.
Yeah,
That is very
the
much
AMD
keeping
chip.
that very much is keeping like the PS5s from being able to get like fully manufactured because they just don't have all the parts for them. That on top of, all the bots and scalpers and bullshit that are we're having to fight all the time every single time they do any place does a restock in them. It's just I'm like my heart breaks for it, but I've been like heavily contemplating just like biting my tongue and getting a new Xbox because it's a hundred
I'm
dollars cheaper for the digital versions, and it's like
It's pretty cool. I have a friend who has the Series S,
mhm,
and 1440p is no joke. You plug into the right monitor.
mhm, mhm,
It's got HDMI 2.1 support.
mm,
I mean,
mm,
you're playing 120 frames,
mm.
on the supported games at 1440p.
Oh yeah,
You
you
know,
are. And if I can play the medium at 1440, you know what I'm saying? That game looks pretty as fuck, dog.
yeah. Uh, I mean, I'm not trying to champion Xbox. Well, maybe I am a little bit, but Game Pass, man. I it's just the fact. I mean, you saw that rumor that got released earlier today, right? It's rumored that Battlefield 6 might release day
Yes.
and date
Yes,
on Game Pass. So if
dude.
that's not reason enough to get a Series S, even if you're already toting the line of having, at least both consoles,
Mhm,
I
mhm.
mean, $300 in Game Pass, that gets you a lot of content.
A lot, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, we were dude, Game Pass, no pun intended, is changing the fucking game. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Yeah, as the good Kraken PlayStation guy, Game Pass is changing the fucking game. And
Yeah.
it's interesting to see.
Outriders is on Game Pass right now on console,
Yeah.
and it came out on release day that way,
Mm,
and that's not even a Microsoft exclusive IP.
no. And it makes a show when we do our Outriders giveaway stream on Thursday right here at twitch.tv/good Kraken show. Um Hardly anybody who plays on Xbox is even gonna be interested because it's mostly gonna be people that want it on Steam and PlayStation because
Yep,
everyone on Xbox who has Game Pass already fucking has it, you know?
yep. And if you're not the person that just doesn't want Game Pass because doesn't want to pay the monthly fee, still come and join us because you could also still get a code.
That's what it's about, y'all. Come in on Thursday at 7 p.m. We're going to be out here playing Outriders. It's going to be a good time. This is probably a perfect time because we're out here at an hour now for us to move into our final segment of the night and probably what everybody is here to have some fun with us about is our official Good Kraken Godzilla versus Kong review. Review,
Rar.
review, review, reviews.
Review.
Review. Good Kraken reviews. We gotta make like an audio if anyone wants to make us
Yeah,
like a.
we need to get some sound bites going here.
I know, man. It's gonna be a good time. I'm like hesitant to do that though because I know that you and I would end up like making really stupid shit.
I mean, that's not a bad thing though.
You're right. I'm just saying. Give me a night with just the intent of doing soundbite stuff, and I will come up with the most ridiculous ass fuckery that we would never need.
We need to do a let's play of a game that's totally serious, but when serious things are happening, just soundbite funny things into it.
That's I mean
Ideas. We'll keep that in mind.
that's just gonna be us talking anyways, because I know that even when there's a serious thing going on in a game, you and I are probably not gonna take it too seriously. So that's
You're not wrong.
yeah.
Unless it's The Last of Us, then I'll cry.
Yeah, no, Jesus Christ, dude, The Last of Us 2 was fucking magnificent. My heart was broken into 9 pieces by the end of that game. But we're not here to talk about Last of Us 2, guys. We're here to talk about Godzilla versus Kong. Chat, please let me know if you guys had watched this movie as well. I know a lot of people have. And I know that really this review is just for us to kind of be out here and talk to our friends and family and you guys about if you haven't watched it, whether or not you should go watch it. I know me and Devin both have some pretty good feels about this movie, but before we get into the actual our talks about the movie itself, I wanted to kind of give some facts on this movie here. So you have Godzilla versus Kong ran at 113 minutes. It's an hour and 53 minutes, actually making it the shortest film in the MonsterVerse, which is a super interesting point there. A budget of $160 million to $200 million. They actually don't have an exact number, but earned more than $300 million as of last night when I made the document. Okay. That is nuts considering pandemic times.
Absolutely. That is, I mean, I know people are getting vaccinated. I know things are slowly opening up, but we also have a lot of places that are still closing down,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
off and on. And the fact that they made $300 million in box office with also being on HBO Max at the same time is pretty astronomical. Like that probably could have been 350, $400 million. I don't know how many subscribers HBO has, but
Well, also
That's
too, I'm pretty sure a majority of it was actually not domestic. Most of it was overseas, and so it's like domestic in the first like 3 days they made like $9 million straight just off of HBO Max, not including any theatrical stuff. So most of this is theatrical releases around the world, which is even more nuts to think about too, because I didn't think Godzilla versus Kong was going to be lit all around the world. You know what I mean?
neither did I. I mean, me personally, I've always been a fan of big monsters beating each other up, but I did not know that it was this renowned now.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and it's cool to see too, because I know like any sort of like series of movies that they have like a culmination of like a few different movies to build up into some big grand finale is gonna do way better than its predecessors, but like it's
Yeah.
interesting to see. I really did not think it was going to be that hype in the UK, for example,
Mhm.
something like that. Like I didn't think that they were, about that party life, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah. I mean, we are officially like living a MVU, a monster verse universe. You know what I'm
Hell,
saying?
yes we are.
And
My dog. Hell yes we are.
I mean, I look at Godzilla versus Kong. That looks it to me, that was like their civil war of their
Mm-hmm.
universe, you know. In For all intensive purposes, chat, there will be spoilers in this conversation. Just wanted to remind you guys.
Yes,
So,
yes, and we will let you guys know we will do a spoiler-free half of this. So just
mhm,
general conversation. We won't talk about any details of the movie, just how we feel about the movie generally. And then the second half, for the last part of this discussion, we will kind
mhm,
of dig into spoilers. So,
yeah,
and we will warn you. I will make sure that we let you guys know when we're getting to the spoiler part, so you know when to exit the conversation. If you don't
mhm,
want spoilers, if you're listening later after the show is live, you'll know to pause and come back to it after you watch the movie, so on and so forth. But a couple more facts here to get into. It's the first film in 58 years to feature both Godzilla and Kong.
mhm.
Which is really interesting to think that the last Godzilla and King Kong movie was 58 years ago, which is way older than both of us.
Yeah, yeah.
um, Another little thing here. When asked about the apparent height difference between Godzilla and Kong in 2018, Adam Wingard said they gave us a good out in Kong Skull Island when they mentioned that Kong is still growing, but that'll be a challenge we have to deal with, and we're very aware of that issue because that's a goofy like detail to bring up, but I know that a lot of people are kind of like, how the fuck did he get that big?
Well, I mean, from Kong Skull Island to Godzilla versus Kong, that was a
Mhm.
50-year span.
Yeah.
So, if they mentioned he was still growing because that
Mhm.
movie was based in the 70s, I don't think it's unlikely at all for him to get as big as he is with, you know, him being a titan, you know?
Yeah, 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 100%. And it gave them the space to be able to like play around with it too, sort of like the like fail safing themselves for any
Mhm,
discussions about like it's like you just said they sort of just explained it in the last Kong movie, so it's like it's not too far fetched to think about. Um, Another little detail here, as a show for marginalized people, I wanted to bring this one up. Gia, Kong's chosen friend, the little girl, is a deaf Iwi girl portrayed by Kaylee Hoddle, who is actually from an all deaf family. I wanted to bring that up because it's awesome to be able to see any sort of like representation done properly. This is a girl playing a deaf girl playing as a deaf character in a movie, and she did phenomenal, by the way.
I I thought so too. She portrayed emotion without saying it, which, I
Mhm.
mean, is fantastic. It was actually, to be honest, she was probably the best actor on the
In the
human
movie.
side
Yeah,
in the
in the
movie.
movie. Yeah, it's honestly from this maybe 10-year-old girl. Yeah,
Mhm.
she killed it and didn't even
Yeah.
say a word.
Yeah, it's she knows, she uses her expression on her face so well. She wears it
Mhm.
and you can feel it.
Oh yeah, and I'm stoked to see her in like more films and stuff later on. Last fact here that I want to give you. To prepare for the film, director Adam Wingard said in an interview that he revisited a handful of Godzilla and King Kong films he grew up watching, which revived a sense of empathy he felt for the monsters as a kid, and that emotional element is exactly what he wants to bring to his Mega Monster crossover. Quote, some of those Godzilla movies I haven't seen since I was a kid, so revisiting them was a lot of fun. To be able to almost go back in time and re-experience what that was like, I was able to directly empathize with that feeling when I really felt like maybe Godzilla really is going to lose in this movie. That was really important because it helped me remember going forward on Godzilla vs. King Kong, the kind of feelings people are going to have when they watch it. That's what I want to do. I really want you to take those characters seriously. I want you to be emotionally invested, not just in the human characters, but actually in the monsters. If I had my way, I want people to be really teary eyed at the end of the movie and be that invested into what's going on. Um, I think we'll get into that. We'll kind of get into that. So I want to start off by asking you just generally speaking, um what are your how'd you feel about the movie? Give me just a general consensus.
I thought it was fun. I kind of have this general idea in my head before I watch a movie like Godzilla or Kong Skull Island, or for the matter, Godzilla versus Kong. Um, they're big
Cloverfield.
monsters. Cloverfield. I
Cloverfield, yeah.
like I like these movies because I grew up watching, those old kaiju movies. I remember watching Monster Island when they gave it like almost like a kid presence, when and they had
Yeah,
all the
dog.
different monsters. And I I'm a sucker for special effects. I'm a sucker for traveling in a movie or TV show and seeing new places. I'm a sucker for sci-fi. And for me, this movie did all of that. And I felt pretty good about it. If I was to give it a solid score, I'd probably do a 7 out of 10. Seven
Okay.
out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, our boy Logan is in the chat giving us his Prime subscription. We love you.
Ooh.
We love you. We love you, Logan. We love you so
Lo-
much.
love
Roar.
you,
Did you give him
Logie.
the roar?
Yeah.
I love it, dude. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
So yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10. It was a very fun movie.
Okay.
Um, like I said preemptively, I don't go to these movies for the drama of it, to tell you the
Hmm.
truth. Do I pay attention to the story? Absolutely, because there's a lot of lore that they're actually establishing with this monster verse, as you would say.
For sure.
Um, it was fun. Watch it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm to sort of echo what you said. I'm very much in the same vein. It was a fun movie. I have some like weird tidbits about the movie generally speaking, but like it was fun. It was a kaiju movie, like I'm not concerned about a kaiju movie having good plot, having, remarkable acting throughout like all the characters and human sides of the conversation. When it comes to these movies, I just want to watch monsters smash shit, you know?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
and because of that, like I just kind of go into these kaiju movies just like you said. Like I go into with minimal expectations because I'm totally fine with just watching big monsters wipe out half a city and look good because I too am a sucker for dope visual effects and dope CG and
Mm.
like all those things that make these movies look really cool. And I'll get into my grievances a little bit later on, but yeah, if I had to say like if you don't like kaiju movies, and I don't even feel like I need to say this, don't watch it. It's
Mhm.
it's not going to fulfill you because the humans in the movie are not good. With the exception of Gia, as we mentioned earlier, she
Yeah.
kills it. But
Yeah.
but any of the other human characters, useless. They might as well not even be in the goddamn movie.
I will I will
I
say there was some nice comedic relief with Bernie and
Bernie, our boy
Eddie.
Bernie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I like that aspect a bit. It was better than everything else that we saw on the human
Hmm.
side.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean,
Again, excluding Gia.
yeah, because I almost like kind of like a part of me kind of wishes it was just Bernie and Gia in the movie, which could have been done. It could have done
Mhm.
that, just like
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown. which I don't remember her character in the movie because that's how like satisfactory a majority of these humans in these movies are. I don't remember a majority of their names besides Gia and Bernie. And they could have just had her, Bernie, Gia trying to figure out all this bullshit, which again, I'll get into my, grievances with the stuff a little bit
Mhm.
later on, but like if the movie is just fun. It's just mind-numbing fun. If you just want to watch a movie that is just destruction and chaos and action and a good time, then you'll be fine. This is a good movie for you. I would say I would actually give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. Okay.
Um
I just had
uh
more fun than you. It's fine.
You're just more of a fun guy, you know what I mean? You're just more fun than I am. Uh,
I would say that. I just
yeah.
enjoy things more.
I know. You're not as stiff like I am. You're not as stiff. No, so my thing actually is that to kind of lightly touch on my issues with the movies, this might be a hot take here. Again, chat, be nice to me. All right. I like Godzilla King of the Monsters more than I like Godzilla versus Kong.
I actually will agree with you on that
Mhm.
purely because I am a sucker for King Ghidorah. Ghidorah, sorry.
Ghidorah. Yeah, yeah.
Ghidorah.
The amount of action in Godzilla King of the Monsters in comparison to what's happening in this movie, um it's like night and day. There's so much that happens in Godzilla King of the Monsters that it's just like almost makes Godzilla versus Kong like feel tame. You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
it's like it's hard to go because I watched all the movies like in the week span before Godzilla versus Kong came out, and so it was like being that King of the Monsters was the last one of them that I saw before Godzilla versus Kong was released. It was like this complete difference in the energy and how beautiful King of the Monsters looked in comparison to this movie, which isn't particularly a bad movie. It's just, you know, there's not nearly as much action set pieces in this
Mhm.
movie. Now, granted, the action set pieces in this movie are like way dope. Like they're up there
Mhm.
with the action set pieces in King of the Monsters, but
Hong Kong was so vibrant. It
oh, it
it
looks
looked
so good.
amazing.
It
It looked
looked
amazing.
so good. Even just the choreography that they did for the first fight in Godzilla versus Kong. So cool. So
On
cool.
Yeah, that I mean, on the battleships, and it
Mhm.
was it looked so bleak. It looked so bleak at first, and it
Yeah.
was insane.
Yeah,
Eh
it's they did a really good job on those things. It's just like I just wanted more. You know what I mean? I wanted less humans and more Godzilla and Kong. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, like we got a lot of Kong,
Yeah.
but not very much Godzilla. And so it the way that I sort of like compare it in my head is like you know how like Civil War for the MCU was called Captain America Civil War because even
Yep.
though it was about a civil battle between the Avengers, the story was mostly focused on Captain America and Bucky, right? This movie is called Godzilla versus Kong. And for 90% of the movie, it's about Kong. And we
Yep.
hardly get any Godzilla in this movie. So, with that said, I think we can kind of move into the spoiler section on this
Mhm.
conversation before we go any deeper and ruin it for anybody. Please, guys, if you're about this, our good Kraken rating between the two of us is going to be 7.0. We'll just round it up. I'm not worried about it. 7.0 out of 10. I feel like that's a pretty solid rating for this movie. If you're into kaiju movies, watch this damn movie. If you haven't watched it yet and you don't want spoilers, leave now. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Okay? You're not welcome to this conversation. If you not until you've actually watched the movie and then you want to come back and touch base with us again afterwards, because the last little section of this is going to be us spoiling all of this shit. So, um, with that said, Devin, we hardly got any fucking Godzilla in this movie.
It was pretty upsetting. I anytime somebody asks me, they're like, "Who's gonna win, Godzilla or Kong?" And I would always just say Godzilla, but I know it's just gonna be them joining forces at the end because we all knew that going into it,
Oh,
right?
of
We
course.
all knew
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like Godzilla a lot. He's probably my favorite giant monster.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
sure we kind of go both ways on that.
With my little
And
Godzilla guy,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here eagerly awaiting for Space Godzilla. Hopefully we see that someday.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
um yeah, they might as well call it Kong versus Godzilla.
See, and that's what I mean is like I would have, and I know that it's kind of just like a weird like trivial detail for me to even at all be stressed about, and y'all can crucify me all you fucking want. I hate myself enough as it is already, all right? But I feel like just the change in the name would have made a world of difference because I would have felt like Godzilla was actually the side character that he ended up being in this movie just by like reading the title, because it's like throughout the entirety of the movie we get what with the last 30-minute fight of the movie, and
I,
then
I think there's like 4, maybe 5 scenes with Godzilla altogether.
if even that, if even
Yeah.
that, and if and of those 4 or 5, three 2 to 3 are just his fins. It's just they
Well,
just showing his fins.
there's the attack on Apex Cybertronics in the
Right.
beginning.
Okay.
So we have Apex Cybertronics, then we have the battle on the boats,
Yes,
battle boats,
yes, yeah. Battle
battleship.
boats, battle boat.
um, and then he, sh- yeah, four scenes. He shows up
Yeah,
in Hong
because
Kong.
yeah, and then he shows up in Hong Kong,
That's
and
it. That's it.
yeah, and then yeah, because he has the scene where he blows the nuclear fire into the ground when Kong gets his throne. Um,
Yep.
but if we just count that as part of the Hong Kong scene as a whole,
It's all in Hong Kong.
yeah,
It's the same location, same it's that's the whole interaction, you know. Kong gets to Hong Kong. Huh, that sounds funny. Um because he shoots
you
down
did not fucking do that. Kong goes to Hong Kong.
and Godzilla's there because of Apex, because he senses, here, spoiler alert,
Hey,
Mecha
we're in the
Godzilla.
spoiler section.
Oh
You don't
yeah,
even need
oh
to say
yeah.
it anymore. You're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
he's there because of Mecha Godzilla, because he's threatened by the power that he can sense. And then he also senses King Kong at the same time when he's already known
Right.
he's fought King
Right.
Kong. So he shoots down at him just to, kind of whip it out and just be like, I'm bigger than you, leave me alone, you
Right.
know?
Right. It's so weird. Like Godzilla. Like I knew that my original like worries when the first trailer came out that I saw was like, yo, they're really doing our boy Godzilla like this, like they're just turning him into a villain. Which,
Mhm,
granted, they didn't. Like in the movie, they explain all of it almost immediately, of
mhm.
why Godzilla is doing what Godzilla is doing. But instead of him being the villain, we actually got something way worse. He was just a filler character for the entire first 2 acts of the movie.
Yeah,
Like,
it was, like I said, it was disappointing. I'd love seeing Godzilla. I would love, like, Kong got to fight other monsters. Why didn't Godzilla get to fight other monsters?
yeah, yeah.
You
Like
know?
if you ask me, like, so another one of my main, like, not even necessarily a grievance or like a thing that I didn't like about the movie, but something that I wish they would have done was given us a fight scene, one more fight scene, okay, and give us Godzilla and Kong inside of Hollow Earth fighting.
Mhm,
How
mhm.
hype would that be? To have
Well,
Godzilla and Kong fighting in zero gravity in the middle part of that part of Hollow Earth. How dope would that have been?
you know what's terrifying about that idea is just the fact that Godzilla was able to use his nuclear breath to shoot down into Hollow Earth.
I
Imagine
know.
him using it inside of Hollow Earth and just where it would end up.
I'm telling you. And don't get me wrong, like Kong did good, he did his thing, but he was
Yeah.
getting worked for 2 hours, dog. Kong got worked for 2 hours.
So I'll be honest. To me, there was a clear winner in the Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla straight up whooped his ass.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He straight up whooped his ass. Like it's no contest.
Mm-hmm.
But the human characters had to revive Kong in order to stop Mechagodzilla because Mechagodzilla was purely only designed to fight Godzilla
Mm-hmm.
and not a not Kong,
Not Kong. Yeah.
not Kong with a
In
freaking tribal battle axe.
yeah, in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong.
Yeah, Kong in Hong Kong.
Kong in Hong Kong with an axe in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about trying to say that, and I was just like, no.
Yeah, no, I know. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there on this show. Yeah, no, I'd even argue that the actual winner was Mechagodzilla. Honestly.
Well, I mean, on one scenario, absolutely. And to be fair, I mean, Kong actually couldn't take him down without getting that nuclear power.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Back in the
yeah.
axe. Yeah. Thanks
I
to
don't know
what do you
if you
know?
know this. I don't know
Mm.
if you know this, but
Oh, fun fact.
his axe is actually a kaiju dorsal fin. So
Yeah, it was from one of the ancestors of Godzilla. And I
yeah.
remember reading into this that because I knew that obviously most people's questions were, is that actually, if they did recognize it, is that actually Godzilla's, one of Godzilla's spines specifically, or is it somebody that, or one of the other
Mhm.
Godzillas? And yeah, there's like an entire back lore behind the war that was between the gorillas of the King Kong family and the lizards of the Godzilla family. That's why we love this shit so much,
Yep.
Devin.
Yep. Also, the fact that we went to the Hollow Earth, they really just took Journey of the Center of the Earth and combined it with this whole series, and I'm
Yeah,
here
I
for
know.
it.
I know. I
I
am
am
so here for it,
here
dude.
for it.
I
Like,
know.
what other monsters are lurking down there that have not awakened and have now awakened because of this battle, because
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
Kong going there and disturbing it, because of him killing two giant flying dragon snake monsters,
And
L-
upsetting the balance, so to speak. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what else is down there? I know me myself, I need to do some more research because I know there is a ton of monsters in that whole universe, if I
Mm.
remember correctly from all the movies. But there's a lot of room for them to do some more stuff. I mean, shoot, Godzilla goes to space eventually.
Yeah, I know. If you start doing like the Fast and the Furious franchise for Godzilla, man, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be dope. My thing too though is that I like a part of me almost doesn't want them to do like too much more though, because like I even though I love these movies, I do also understand too that they sort of fluctuate in how like the quality of the overall movie itself, not like the cinematography or anything, but like the review score quality of the actual movie.
Mhm,
Like I said before, like I enjoyed King of the Monsters way more than I enjoyed Godzilla versus Kong,
mhm.
and a lot of it came down to we only got two fights between Godzilla and King Kong. Okay, and every fight, every action set piece that was not those two fights was Kong focused. Like when he was fighting the two snake things in Hollow Earth, like when he was throwing a fit on the ships prior to the Godzilla fight. Like there were so many like
Mhm.
smaller details that I feel like they could have filled with one more battle between Godzilla and Kong, and I would have been happy. I would have been totally fine
Yeah.
with it. But I almost feel like they only have room for one more like give a go to
Mhm.
see if if they can make up for like how fucking lame all these like unnecessary like human characters have been for the past like 5 movies.
Yeah. I feel like from here on out, I feel like any movie that they make is going to be a Godzilla and Kong movie because they can't
Hmm.
introduce them, have them interact the way they did.
Hmm.
And then at the end of the movie, they both like accepted each other
Right,
in a
right.
sense. I mean, you can't they don't say anything, obviously, because they're giant monsters that just like to yell at each other.
Right, right. Yeah,
But
I know. Which by the way, if anybody runs into a like a captioned version of Godzilla versus Kong, or if anybody makes one, please fucking send it to me because that's something
yes.
I need to experience in my life before I die.
Oh man, I just love, yeah, I would love to see that.
That'd be amazing. No, I agree though. I think my thing would be I would say give it one more movie with
Mm.
Godzilla and Kong defending Earth against Space Godzilla, or what not Space Godzilla literally, but what the dude with the knivey things, what's his name again?
Oh man, I forgot his name.
Yep,
I
yep.
know what
You
I
you
I
on
will
it?
say
You
this.
on it? Okay.
I will say this. We know of two King Ghidorah heads. We had the one that was inside of Mechagodzilla and the
Mhm.
one that they used to do the telepathic
Mhm.
control.
Right, right.
Where's the third head? Do you know?
No idea. I mean, as my before you ever even mentioned it, like my initial thought is that it maybe got evaporated and there was only two that were left. But if those two were left didn't get destroyed, then it doesn't really make much sense for the third one to have gotten destroyed unless Godzilla ate the bitch or something, which I don't remember Godzilla actually eating one of the heads.
Yeah.
Um so that could set up for a whole nother thing later. I do know that there is a golden dragon in the original Godzilla movies that looked really similar to Ghidorah, if I remember correctly. Um
I- Is that Manda? I'm going through right now. There is so many monsters. There's
there's a
like
lot, dude.
40. There's like 40 of them.
There's a fucking lot, my friend.
I forgot that they put so many in King of the
Yeah, because
Monsters.
they have like a bunch of like different like, oh yeah, King of the Monsters, yeah, because they have the four. I would love to see Mothra come back. Find out that Mothra never actually died. That'd be lit.
Well, it doesn't Mothra like reincarnate herself? Isn't that like her
Yeah,
whole thing?
that is a
Because she's
thing.
like, because her power is life force itself, right?
Because Mothra actually has like the classic ones. Mothra has an entire series of movies dedicated strictly to just Mothra that are not Godzilla movies. So it's like it would make sense to me that if we found out that Mothra didn't actually die, and if she did die, she could easily just reincarnate again, you know? And how sick would that be to get like Godzilla, Kong, and Mothra defending Earth as a trio, like the fucking Power
Ooh.
Rangers? That'd be lit, dog.
There's a lot of space stuff too. Like there's Mogira, which is
Oh.
Global Operation Godzilla Universal
Mm-hmm.
Expert Robot Arrow. Let's see. It's apparently a flying robot, and it's far more. Oh, the Mecha Godzilla is more superior. Don't even think about it.
You're adding commentary to your web search right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find that one that you were talking about. There's just so many.
Yeah, because you know what I'm talking about, though, right? He's got like the blades on the side of his head, and then his arms are like
Yeah.
little like scissor things, like Scyther in Pokemon. You know, is that I think like even just like talking about like Godzilla versus Kong the movie, the way that they made Mecha Godzilla looked tight. That was one thing I was super hype about was their character design for Mecha Godzilla because the original Mecha Godzilla was just robot old school Godzilla with like the
Mhm.
same body shape, just had red eyes, and it was just Godzilla coated in metal. And
I want you to look up one Godzilla character. It's called Destroya.
oh, with an A at the end.
AH.
AH. Okay.
And the one that you're thinking of from space is called Gigan.
Gaiju. That's what it was. That's right. Okay.
Gigan. Gigan. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Uh, Destoroyah. What the
Destroya.
fuck?
Yeah, it's like some giant bat Godzilla cross thing. It looks insane.
Ho ho
And
ho! Oh, yo, chat! If you guys, if you guys are watching this, y'all need to fucking Google this
or
monstrosity because this is imagine the hype of fighting this thing. Oh man, this
And
it looks
I
like.
think we're gonna see Ghidorah again too, because there's Mecha King Ghidorah. There's a missing head.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like three
Mhm.
different versions of Ghidorah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
There's
in
Ghidorah, King Ghidorah, and Mecha King Ghidorah, which they did King Ghidorah in
right,
King
right,
of the Monsters.
right.
Um,
Oh my
so I
God,
think
they did
I think
Mecha
that might be in the
Ghidorah.
next. I mean, the technology is there, you know, obviously.
Well, and also too, I'm pretty sure Mecha Ghidorah was still also from space.
Yeah, and didn't the head of Monarch actually purchase the third head? Wasn't that a deleted scene, actually, now that I remember, at the end of King,
I
or
don't
not deleted scene, but after credit scene?
I don't remember if it was the leader of Monarch or if it was supposed to be like a Chinese black market guy who what's his face actually bought from in Godzilla
Yeah,
versus Kong. So
I
it's hard to say because I don't.
I know it involved the Lannister dude from Game of
Mhm.
Thrones, though.
Yeah, the
So
fucking the king. Yeah, no, of
yeah,
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, or mm, I yeah,
Tywin Lannister.
Tywin
Yeah.
Lan
Yep.
Tywin Lannister. Yeah,
Tywin Lannister.
yeah.
That was perfect. I was spot on. Did you hear that? I said it just like him, dog. You can kill me with a crossbow now. That's fine.
While you're taking a shit.
Yeah, I'll say Tywin Lannister as you shoot me with a crossbow. You have to do it on your knees though.
Oh,
In order
god
for it
damn
to,
it.
I know, like because well, and here's the deal, right? If we're gonna reenact this, if we're gonna reenact you shooting me with a crossbow, I need to be on a toilet, okay,
Can it
and
be a Nerf crossbow?
no, go hard or go home, dog. If you don't hit me with an actual crossbow, I will hit you with a crossbow.
I did not agree to this. I did not sign any paperwork that regarding this situation.
You- this is a part of your initiation process for
I
good
if
Kraken. We got
if I end up dead from crossbow impalement,
y'all know
just
why.
know I did not consent.
Oh, you didn't consent to your crossbow death? Oh man,
Yeah,
well,
and everybody knows who did it now.
yes they do. Yes they do. And I ain't going back. I ain't going back. No. Anyways, with to kind of get back on track here, I think we've basically dug into a lot of the major things with this movie and like our major grievances. I want to kind of end it on some stuff that we thought was dope.
Oh,
What's some shit that you loved about this movie?
um, battleship fight. That was sick.
Yeah.
They I will say this, they kind of made it semi on the edge of the seat, when Kong was trying to get escaped and the ship was getting, spun around and he was trapped underwater for a while.
Hmm, hmm.
That was a good scene. Obviously, Hollow Earth. That's probably my favorite part of the whole movie. Is just seeing the floating rocks and just the energy and the way that gravity was
Yeah,
working
yeah.
against itself. Just as soon as that movie went from badass monsters to super sci-fi and badass monsters,
Hmm, hmm.
that's when I went from this movie being a 6 to a 7.
For
So,
sure, for sure. That's understandable. Not to mention
yeah.
too watching Kong drink the blood of his enemy when he tore off that
Oh,
snake's fucking head like a badass dude.
yeah,
Oh
straight up
man.
slurp them brains.
S- like just yeah, I know. Let's get drink. Surely Canada Dry, please sponsor us.
Yeah. It'll be a truly dry show.
Oh, you did not. You did not. You did it. He did it. Somebody stop this fucking monster, dude.
Sometimes I'm punny.
Hey, you know what? I get it. I'm a dad. I'm more punny than I have any right to be. I totally understand. Since the Kong in Hong Kong thing earlier,
Kong and Hong Kong.
Hong Kong with Kong in it,
Hong Kong with Kong in Hong Kong.
Kong in Hong Kong.
Kong.
Oh my god, and all the viewers left. No, anyways, man, I think like we've actually one thing that I want to bring up too was the amount of uh like areas like throughout the entire movie, like just the different
Mhm.
settings they have
Yeah,
between Kong's like holding facility, right? The
we had
the battleship
Miami.
fight. There was the snowy mountains
Hmm.
right before they take us to Hollow Earth, okay, and then like Kong's entire like mountain palace in Hollow Earth, and then Hong Kong with Kong in it.
Yeah, and it also started in Florida at the Apex
Oh,
Cybernetics
that's
North American headquarters too. So we had
exactly.
Skull Island, Florida, and everything else that you just listed.
Yeah.
So,
There's so many different
mhm,
geolocations in that. Like I was impressed with a lot of the like just art in this, like
mhm,
a lot of just how they made everything look. Because I was on the same boat as you when it came to like the Hollow Earth stuff. Is like that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie was just like seeing that like they created another world just for this movie.
mhm,
And
mhm.
it begs the question of whether or not they're going to use that in future installments to kind of give us more universe building with this monsterverse that they've been working on, which would be dope.
Well, now Hollow Earth is Kong's home now. They moved him
Yeah.
off of Skull Island and put him there because of the storm that overtook Skull Island.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now they're doing their Kong observation in Hollow Earth and not Kong in Hong Kong. But I there's no doubt in my mind there's going to be another movie that involves both of those monsters in Hollow Earth because something is going to be awake now.
Oh, they have to, and it could
Mhm.
be Destroya. That'd be lit. Because I looking at this thing, dude. It looks like something straight out of fucking D&D, man. Like I am like a Magic the Gathering card. This fucking thing is from,
Yeah. We have no idea what they're gonna use besides me with an emphasis saying it's gonna be Mecha King Godira, but
which would
there's some
still
cool
be tight.
monsters. Yeah, there's gonna be some monsters. There has to be.
Okay, actually, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Imagine Kong, Godzilla, and Mothra fighting, not
In
just
Hong Kong.
in Hong Kong. Yes, Kong in Hong Kong with Godzilla and Mothra and Kong in Hong Kong fighting Destroya and Mecha King Ghidorah. Imagine the absolute wonderful action they could have in this movie if it was those three fighting two different enemies like that. Not just like Rodan um and Godira
Mhm.
in King of the Monsters. Like imagine like a full scale like 3v2, and the two that they're fighting are actually both as massively, vicious as King Ghidorah was.
Yeah.
Or Ghidorah, my bad. Yeah, King Ghidorah was in the last movie. Oh, that'd be so hype. I need it now. I need it now.
I I I need my 4-hour kaiju Titan movie. I
I
need so much
know,
more than
dude. Give
that.
give us our fucking end game of
I
the
need
MonsterVerse.
I need that battle to happen, and I
Mm-hmm.
need some for me personally in the MonsterVerse, I want to see Space Godzilla. I want to see that
It would be dope.
because
It would be dope.
that would be insane.
Yep, it would be dope. And then out of nowhere, the robots from Pacific Rim show up with the monster from Cloverfield. Actually, all
And
the
then
monsters from Cloverfield, because now there's fucking multiple of them apparently. It's like
how about what was the Godzilla movie with Zilla? You know what I'm saying? The one that was based in North America originally was like 20 years ago. Do you know that Godzilla movie I'm talking
you're
about?
not
It's
you're
in
not
New
talking
York.
about Godzilla 2000, are you?
Yeah, let's get that Godzilla in there.
That'd be so dope, dude. That'd be so bad. And we have to have what's his face come back for it too. the dude that was in that movie. What's his fucking name?
Oh my god. Here, one second, one
Yeah,
second.
yep.
Oh shit.
I want to say Matthew Broderick.
So Godzilla 2000 is not the movie we're thinking of. That was 1998, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it was Matthew Broderick.
Hey, I'm on my A game, dog. I'm on my A
Yeah,
game tonight,
you
dude.
were on it.
This is
You were
great. This
on
is
it.
great. Okay, so you said it was the 1998 Godzilla?
Yeah, that's the one that we're talking about. Man, I do not recognize this cast. I
So,
must not be old enough to know who these people are.
holy shit. That was 1998?
I was 7.
Oh my god, dude. That was 1990. Oh my god. I'm so old. Oh god, I feel gross, man. Yeah, I was 8 years old when that movie came out,
Yeah,
and
that's
I totally thought that was what. Okay, well, what the fuck is Godzilla 2000 then?
I think that's I don't know if I've seen that. We might have to watch
Oh,
that.
yeah, because I think that's the line of the. Did you watch the new like Shinyu Godzilla or whatever it's called? Or
No, but I heard it's
Shin
fantastic.
Godzilla.
Yeah, I heard it's
I heard
fantastic.
it's so good. I haven't watched it yet either. Who-
Godzilla Party.
I know, right? I know. Like maybe we should also see too if they have if it's available on like Amazon like Prime Watch Party or something. We can do like a stream for that. That'd be
Mhm.
dope. That'd be extra dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Let's get. Dude, okay. Look, hear me out. Okay, we need the end game moment of Godzilla standing in front of Mecha King Ghidorah, okay, and Destroya, and Godzilla's like all tired. He's gotten his ass beat. He's exhausted. He lifts up his little arm and his tail starts glowing blue. And then out of nowhere, you hear on your left. And then out of nowhere, big portal, right? Big portal, okay? Big portal. And then out comes Mothra and Kong, and then another portal pops up, right? Right? You hearing me? You hearing me?
Oh
And it's
yeah,
and
I'm
it's
hearing
two of the monsters from Cloverfield, and then another one
you.
pops up, and it is the Megazord from the hit TV show Power Rangers. Okay. Another another portal shows up, and it's Optimus Prime with Bumblebee and Megatron, because Megatron doesn't want this Mecha King Ghidorah shit. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want that. You know what I mean? And then, oh, what do you know? Another portal opens up, and it's Gary Busey in a robot costume. Okay, okay. He's regular size, so nobody actually sees the portal because it's just so tiny. But he's there. It's the thought that counts. You know what I
Can I
mean?
put it in an honorable mention?
Oh, absolutely, dude. The Godzilla Endgame, of course.
Um, why not Gundam?
Oh, because Mecha King Ghidorah would die in a second. Could you imagine Gundam Zero and Hell Scythe alone? The damage that they would do to Mecha King Ghidorah
Oh man.
alone between those two by themselves. Are you joking me? Sorry, we're getting like way dweeby right now on
Yeah, we
this,
get
but
we get a little weird here.
yeah, no, it's
It's
okay.
fine.
It's okay. Yeah, but yeah, sir, we'll put the Gundams in there. We'll put one Gundam, but it
Yeah,
has to be
one.
it has to be
OG. OG. OG
OG, just
Gundam.
OG Gundam. Okay,
Yeah, OG Gundam.
yeah,
You
because
know?
if we put like heavy arms in there, it'd be OP. OP
No,
as fuck.
just the OG one.
Okay,
Is that Gundam 00? Is that the one it's called?
I don't think it's
No,
double
just
O.
Nope, just Mobile Suit Gundam, that
Yep,
original one.
yep. There we go.
Yep,
There we go.
yep.
There we go. Yeah, and then obviously every other big monster in media that you guys can possibly think of, and
Mhm.
Kong in Hong Kong, of
Yeah,
course.
like Starfish from the upcoming Warner Brothers movie Suicide Squad.
Oh yes, yes, and a megalodon. We need a megalodon in there. He's not going to do
Mm.
much because they're not going to be in the water for most of it, but a megalodon, yeah.
How about Jason Statham riding a megalodon?
Oh, oh, the Meg. Let's go. Let's go. He'd be unstoppable, dude. He'd be unstoppable. He fought a fucking megalodon in that movie, man. Can you believe that shit?
It's because he was the transporter. Let's be real.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And what's his face in Fast and the Furious films? Um, shit. I like just watched him too. I don't know. Shaw, Deckard Shaw.
Shut.
That's his name. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You
Okay,
know,
but hear me out though. The Fast and the Furious family. Come, portal opens. It's Vin Diesel. He goes, family, and then all the rest of them just like walk out behind him. Right? It just, oh man,
oh, Paul Walker Resurrection. You got
right.
pink slips.
Comes back with his blue Subaru. You know what I mean? Or no,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
yeah, he does do a Subi, right?
To tell you the truth, I don't remember.
No, I think he does a Nissan Skyline. I think that's what he does.
That's
Anyways,
probably
yeah, I'm not really that
That's
much.
very far from the
Okay.
point.
He comes in doing donuts and shit, and then Godzilla's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And and then Vin Diesel alone destroys Destroya by himself. That's what
Yeah.
happens because Vin Diesel is an unstoppable human being in those movies.
Yeah, he just flexes on him.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm convinced that Vin Diesel, like as Dominic Toretto, could beat any villain in any movie whatsoever. Any of them.
He would have unsnapped the Thanos snap with his own finger snap.
Oh, oh, that is. Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, dog. Well, I think that might have to be an exception because Vin Diesel is Groot. So
You can't tell though.
yeah, I know, you're right. I am Groot. I am Groot. I hate this so much, Kong and Kong Kong. That would be the perfect time to go ahead and end this show. Guys, thank you so much for coming in to hang out with us. My name is Ernell Pearson. This is Devin Stanford. We are both of your hosts of the Good Kraken Show going forward. As I mentioned earlier, this episode tonight is going to be the format of our show going forward with some small differences when we have a guest onto the show to talk about some more important things between socioeconomics and their experiences being marginalized people, because those are the kind of guests we're trying to have on the show as often as we possibly can. A reminder, we are doing an Outriders stream on Thursday night, 7 p.m. If you want the opportunity to get a code to get Outriders, be in there. We're going to be picking one person to get a free copy of Outriders on a console of their choice. If you want that game, come in, hang out with us, play some Outriders. We'll probably let like a third person hop on if we can't find someone else. You guys are more than welcome to join us if you already have the game. Come in, have a good time. It'll be good stuff. And then on Saturday, 7 p.m., maybe sooner, we might do like a 1 or 2 o'clock show on Saturday, but we'll figure it out. We'll put it up on our schedule for on Twitch. But on Saturday, we're going to be doing an Outriders review, very similar to like what we did here tonight with Godzilla versus Kong. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super stoked to talk about Outriders with you and a couple of people that we can try to get on here. It's going to be a super fun conversation, especially digging just as surface level as we did for Outriders tonight. It's going to be dope. With that said, again, reminder, if you guys would like to support us, please subscribe to our Twitch, go to our About section, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get a URL for our YouTube. We can't get that until we've had 100 subscribers. Please subscribe to that. If you're into podcasts, the audio format of podcasts, please, we have a link to our podcast in the YouTube notes of each of our video. You can go listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, whatever podcast service you listen to. We're on every single one of them. Please rate and review us on there. It helps us get more people to listen to us by fighting the algorithm, because we fucking hate algorithms in this world these days, but we have to deal with it. So please support us in any way that you possibly can. We would absolutely appreciate it. We love you guys. Devin, do you have anything you want to add on?
I just want to say thank you for welcoming me to the show. This has been a blast. I look forward to continuing this on. I'm stoked to play Outriders here this week, 7 p.m. Thursday night. let's keep this going, man.
Let's
Let's
do it.
let's do it.
Let's do this shit, baby. It's going to be a good time. We got one more person we're going to be announcing soon that we're going to be having hopping on the show as a full-time person as well. And then also to let you guys know too, we are looking for one or two more people to add to our full roster of the Good Kraken show. We are looking specifically for marginalized peoples because we want more marginalized perspectives on this show. So unfortunately, to my white friends, I love you guys, but we already have our white guy. So we need more marginalized people. We want more voices. We want to spotlight and highlight the voices of people that have that experience. That is the most important thing for me, for Devin, for what this show is about. So if you guys are interested, please hit us up, hit me up. All my social media is Ocean Shrine across the board. All my DMs are open and available for anyone to come up to. With that said, again, thank you guys. I appreciate you. And until next time, Kong in Hong Kong.
Kong in Hong Kong.
Kong in Hong
Kong.
Kong.